This is the Chimera cartridge for the Atari 2600. It serves two main purposes. Number one, it's a multi-cart. So slap all your ROM images on a micro SD card, pop it in the socket, and you're good to go. Second, we present a brand new game environment for homebrew development. That game environment allows the 2600 to do much more than it could ever do before. I'll explain a little bit more. Let's turn this around. Chimera cartridge has several extra chips on it versus a regular cartridge. It has an ARM chip, 32-bit RISC CPU running at 72 megahertz. It has 512 kilobytes of static RAM, and it has a programmable logic chip. In addition to that, it has some battery-backed RAM. It has EEPROM. I don't know whether it's there or there. And here is the micro SD socket. And it has these two expansion ports. So normally you would drag and drop games and just pop it in here. The expansion ports allow all sorts of device interfacing. And I'll show a little bit more of that. Here, this is what we call the USB dongle. All of the interfaces go through what we call dongles. So this shows up just as a serial port plug and play on your PC, and then you can load directly from the PC to the Chimera cartridge through this cable. And also update the firmware. This is the RS-232 version. We have two variants of this, one with the male and the female port. And the inside of one of them is right here. You can see there's this extra port here. That's intended for daisy chaining. So we can actually have 4 serial ports hooked up at once through the Chimera. We're intending to support a lot of different devices hanging off the Chimera cartridge. PS2 dongle for keyboards and mice or PC trackballs. PC joysticks and MIDI, and an Atari joystick extension, so we can have accelerated paddle reads, Atari Vox support. So you name it, we're thinking of how we can support that. So this CPU here acts as a coprocessor or a multiprocessor in conjunction with the Atari itself. So in order to make this as a multi-cart, we needed some kind of extra hardware on the cartridge to load games from flash into memory and then jump-start the system. So the decision was made to make more use of this extra chip than as merely a way to load games. What can we do with it after the game is loaded? Well, that's how Chimera Native, or the Chimera game environment, has come to be. So here, this is version 10.2, and there's probably going to be one more revision before we actually release this. It's about to go into beta, and on YouTube I'll be showing some demos of some of the special features that you can make Chimera Native perform.